We're live. What's up, fellas?
How has y'all's week been?
I'm pretty good so far. Almost over.
Yours?
Long.
Sound tired?
You look tired.
It's only going to get longer. My grandpa passed away 2 days ago, so we're gonna so I have to drive tomorrow after the gym to Missouri, and then we're gonna do the funeral on Saturday, and then I will drive back on Saturday. So
Dang, I hate that, dude.
It's gonna be great.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. It's a part of life. Like I'm sad, but it's part of life. You know.
Yeah, it sucks. You know.
I believe Grandpa knew the good Lord, so I'm not sweating it too much. But that happened right after Rogue, so I was coming off of kind of like an adrenaline dump of work into that, and then and now I'm off to drive for a really long time. So
how far of a drive is it?
11.
Are you
about the same distance from me?
I know it's just me. No, Leslie will stay here and watch Abby Grace.
Have you done a road trip with her yet?
Nope. I actually think we're going back to Missouri. I don't know if we are after this, because the idea was to come go see him, because that happened a lot sooner than everybody thought. So then now I don't know. It's kind of up in the air, but we're supposed to go up there for Thanksgiving, like all of us. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, my dad and little sister drove up today. Yeah, he actually texted me like 3 hours ago. The drive is rough. And I meant to text him, yep, and I didn't respond. So I'm gonna do that right now.
You're trying to come back on Saturday too?
I have to.
Why?
There is some construction stuff going on at the gym, and I have to be there for this guy to be able to do whatever he's doing. And it's and like we either can do it on Sunday morning, or we won't. It won't be like for 4 weeks. So yeah.
You better get some coffee, man.
Oh, I'm gonna C4 it up. I've discovered C4, and it's the Blue Jolly Rancher one it's something. I should have never discovered it, because it's freaking crack, man. I'm just down in these things. I'm actually losing weight because there are no calories in them, and I'm just drinking them, and the caffeine's blunting my hunger, but it's basically making me a zombie. So.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, it's only like when I have to all right, I have to work or be busy or be on the run for for an extended period of time. But I don't drink them on a regular basis. But whenever I know we're gonna be in it for a few days, I don't hold back, and it gets me through it. It gets me through it, but when we get on the downside, man, it really crashes.
I can't even imagine how many milligrams of caffeine are in one of those things.
200. It's not terrible, but if you drink 3 of them,
I was about to say, when you drink 3 or 4 of them, it's not great.
It's throughout the day. It's not all at once, but
Dude, I noticed the difference in just one cup of coffee in the morning. So I just can't even comprehend that level of caffeine in my system.
I'm not down in it either. I just sip on them, but I just sip on them all day. Like it actually,
they are delicious. God, they're
you
so
might
good.
well have an IV hooked up to you, bro.
I might as well. I just never had it before. Then I had it at the games for the first time, and I was like, "This tastes delicious." It was just, I was gone. I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it." And then I just crack open one of them things, and it's like drinking a Dr. Pepper for the first time, but it keeps you awake. And then it's just like light back up for a few hours, and then and then I just repeat the process.
It's time for another.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
It's only when I'm gonna be like have to high function for a long time. I like have nothing until I have something. And then when I have something, it's literally 36 hours straight. You cannot stop. You know what I mean? Like that's, and then I'll have 2 months of I don't do anything but train, program, and family. And then but once like a big competition happens or we're doing something or we're the Zohran crew is doing it like Crash, it's just you never stop for 3 days.
Well, Rogue was probably rough on y'all too because of the time differences. Made it kind of awkward.
Rogue was in Scotland, so we have to wake up really early. I did not know it was going to be like this. Brock, I know you probably didn't pay too much attention to it, but we do the spin cast, which is where we watch the event and then we're commentating on the event. It's kind of like the Manning cast for football for Rogue because we're not there. So when we're not there, that's what we do. But Zohran does a pre and post show, and I have to be on those every time. And I didn't really think anything of it. So think about this. I'm doing the pre-show an hour before the event. I do the event, and then I do a post-show after the event. And then the pre-show for the next event within that post-show. And then I go back to watching the event on the spin cast and then the post-show. So it's an all-day affair. And that was just poor planning on my part. I told Spin on one of the days, I'm like, hey, man, I can't do it. You got to get somebody. I'm down. I need to eat. I was hungry.
How do you guys talk about that for that long?
Oh, they do really good at it. It's not boring.
I think it would be boring to Daniel. If you were in it, it wouldn't be boring. I think it'd be like if Miranda was like, how do they talk about football for that long?
Dude, I don't know how they talk about football for that long. It's not interesting.
But you would have it in the background. You know what I mean? And not be annoyed about it.
I'll not be annoyed. I don't know. It depends on the commentator.
If it's about somebody you like, they're talking about George. I bet you listen.
Until they sound like idiots. And then
then you listen to get mad at them. It's exactly how the NFL is. It's just for people who care about CrossFit. I would never have I ever been like, hey, Daniel, you should support me and watch this because I know what it is to you,
I watch College Game Day and stuff. I don't watch any of that. I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. The pre-show, post-show, I don't either. Most of the time I'm 5 minutes late to the game.
Yeah, now with the YouTube TV bullcrap, I got to figure out how I'm gonna get ESPN and all if they don't.
Yeah, you have to you almost have to like find it now. Because there's some games are on Prime, some games are on Peacock, some games are on YouTube TV, and I still just watch the Vikings illegally, and it's the same. But I don't watch really anything else. I even abandoned the Red Zone just because like I would have had to do that illegally too, and I will only do that with one team. I don't have to just make a pattern out of that.
Not with everything.
So set a good example over here. So the NFL network is on for the day-to-day for like all the other teams. But no, that just how they do it. It's how I would say it's the same thing. It's really not work to do it. I don't feel like I have to create stuff or go through notes or, do anything like that. I can just,
Well, you've always been a professional bull crapper.
Right. But I know things about this though, but you're not wrong.
Brock, when he was in high school, he used to, he would brag about how he didn't prepare at all for this speech while I'm over here sweating because I can't speak in public.
And then you just wing it.
Just wing it right off the dome.
How's everybody doing today? We're doing good. I know she's doing good. All right, let's get into it. And then it's super easy. I don't know why you have trouble. Do you know that's the number one fear? And like all of the fears, that's the most popular fear.
Public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not a fan of it.
Yeah, I think heights is second and public speaking is number one. I know public speaking is number one. I don't know.
I think I told y'all that.
Say again.
I think I told y'all I took public speaking online in college.
I don't know. That is just the saddest thing I've ever heard.
It was so easy. It was great. I wish I wouldn't have, looking back now, but it was pretty awesome.
That just like epitomizes how useful your degree is to you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it.
Do you have a degree?
That's a perfect
Is your degree
example.
in communications?
No, but that would be really funny if it was. It's in management.
Business management or just management?
Mm-hmm.
Business
management. And I fix cars.
That sounded like that's in a movie. My name's Brock and I fix cars. And like you're the resident smart one of the group, but you're just like the quietest one of the group too. And then anybody asks you anything, you're like, I just fix these cars. I just look at these cars and they speak to me.
I feel like I'm definitely the dumbest in this group for sure.
I think it depends on the topic, man.
I was actually pretty smart in school as far as GPA goes, but I didn't really
think
myself either.
If you dropped all three of us into a place where none of us have been, and you're just like, find your way home, I'm 100% the last one to get home. 100%. So I might not get home. Like just in the middle of a forest and just be like, all right, get there.
I don't know, dude. I mean, you might be competing.
Be like, it's 5 miles away. Like they could tell me how far it was away. It'd be 10 miles away by the time I thought that I was doing something.
Well, I guess apparently since I'm a runner, I could just run.
Yeah, you can just run straight, and then you'll hit something eventually.
That's funny. I don't know. That would be tough. That'd be pretty wild. That's like something that. What's the dude's name? Mr. Beast. That's like something he would put on.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about him? I feel like he's a little.
It's very strange.
It's just he can just make people do a lot of things. It's like it feels Rachel weird.
Too. Y'all know who Miss Rachel is? The kids TV woman thing. She has like
yes.
Or YouTube. She has like a lot of. I mean, some of the stuff's good. Like it teaches like Like she'll be teaching colors and letters and whatnot, but dude, it is insane. Like the minute you turn it on, kids are like they love it. Like it's kind of scary. It's wild. But yeah, his all of his stuff is it's just kind of weird. The amount of money he has is insane too.
I just don't know how I feel about him. It's I'm with you, Brock. It feels weird.
His face,
Just basically just
weird,
pay people to do whatever you want, and it's like,
but
then you broadcast
almost
it.
Looks fake. Like it almost looks like a. Next time you see it, you'll notice it, but it not like a robot, but it just I don't know, it just looks fake to me. I know that sounds weird.
Maybe he's doctoring it up with AI.
Could be.
Like he said, there was one that I watched, and it was every curl that you do, I'll give you $1 of a 1 pound dumbbell. And so this guy just went for 24 hours just doing this. The second you stop, you're done though, right? And you can just kind of go until you, like, your body stops, right? And he went, I want to say he went for like 9 hours. But like might have permanently damaged his arm. Like I just and he got like $100,000 or something. Maybe not that much, but he got a significant amount of money. But I just don't like, hey, do this, and I'll make it worth where you're going to do it, and you're only doing it because this guy's giving you money, and I don't like that.
One of the ones is there.
What's bad is the worst thing is I'm not above it. I would curl that 1 pound dumbbell a lot too.
Oh,
you tell me I get $50,000, like yes, I would do that. My arm would get better. I just
there was
don't
one
like
where there was a person like not I guess locked in a grocery store, and it was like every 24 hours or every day, 2 days, 3 every month, whatever it was. If you stay in there for X amount of time, it was like every whatever the benchmark was like $100,000 for every week you stayed or every something you stayed. But like every time, it was something like at every checkpoint, some of the stuff in the grocery store got taken away. So like you slowly diminished on what you could use to benefit yourself or whatever. But
right.
Dude, for that amount of money, there's no doubt in my mind I could stay in a grocery store for however long you wanted me to. No doubt. I mean, that's literally easy money.
But do you need it?
Do I need the money?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely use money for sure, 100%.
You gonna let God provide, or you gonna let
kinda,
Mr. Beast provide?
That's a good point. It is kind of weird. It's like it's almost like playing God in a sense.
That's yes.
That is interesting.
If God was like, do this.
Didn't he have like a pseudo like Squid Games or Hunger Games 1 too? That was kind of like taking this a little too far, maybe.
Mr. Beast games. He would just put money in front of like 100 people, and then he would be like, if you can get $10,000 right now, if you step off your platform and come get and touch the money, you're the first one to do it. You get $50,000. But if you do that, your whole team goes home, and like the eventual winner, it's like $50 million. Like it's something that like, you know, your whole entire life has changed. It's enough like your whole entire life has changed. It's not just like 1 million with taxes on it. It's right. But he's got 3 teams, 33 people on each platform, and then he puts $50,000 out there. This is yours. First one to touch the money, but your whole team is eliminated if you do that. And then like, a lot of people are like, I'm good. And then he goes 100,000. And then he just goes up until somebody does it.
Oh, I'm gone.
And then it's just, and then it's like that the entire thing. And he does, like the person who goes and touches that, they do get it. They get that money, right? But if you like do the math on it, and I didn't watch this like every show. I know every detail. I've just seen clips on YouTube. I've not like followed the show, so if I'm getting stuff wrong, I'm sorry. But if you like do the math on it, at least the clips that I see, the amount of money he actually gives people ends up not being a ton, or the amount of people that get money. Sorry, he gives a lot of money away, but the amount of people that get money is like 10 out of 100 that actually end up with something, and then everybody else ends up with nothing. And
I would be so mad.
And then it gets to the bottom two, the last two people, and there is again like the price. I think it starts at 50 million, and every time he gives money away, like it ends up, it takes away from that. So say 22 million. He goes, if you guys both pick green, you split the money, you both go home with $11 million. If one person picks green and one person picks red, with red it's like steal, the person who steals gets all of the money. The person who picked green gets no money.
Oh.
If you both pick red and you both pick steal, nobody gets anything.
Dude, that's like Dark Knight stuff.
Yeah. No, he just plays psychological games with everybody. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like his, like the general YouTube videos, I are not like they're entertaining, but it's not like that bad. But like the Mr. Beast, like it feels icky.
Dude, you
know what I mean? Because this one man is just screwing people up. Imagine if you're the person that loses $11 million thinking that you have just gotten money for your whole family to never worry about money ever again. And then you lose it in that moment because some freaking 52-year-old from West Virginia packet smoker a day woman stole it from you.
Imagine being so much of a piece of crap that you picked red and
they don't care.
All the money.
They don't care.
Dude, how big of a piece of
they don't care, dude. They
That's
just got
wild.
$22 million. They don't care at all.
That blows my mind.
It like plays on people's worst instincts.
The people are so greedy.
Yeah.
Dude, $11 million you or your kids will never have to work ever.
I'm just thinking when it and we might be a ways from this, but when does it go, hey, if you cut your hand off, I'll give you $100 million.
Dude, I'm cutting my hand off 100%.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
100%.
And then I like, what are we venturing into?
Dude, that would be, I mean, it's going to turn into like the Saw movies, except It's going to be for money.
Yeah.
Dude, with $100 million, you could surely to goodness I could buy a really good prosthetic. I mean, you think if I had to spend $50 million to get a new hand.
I think it's evil.
I would definitely still do it if somebody had $100 million. But that would be one of them things that you would have like all this money, and then you would look down at your hand and be like, "Really, dude? Like I can't even go play golf. I can't throw a baseball with my son.
You're chubs.
I can't do nothing.
You're chubs.
That's crazy." So what about how you say his name? Zohran Mamdani. What do y'all think about that? It's pretty interesting.
I
pretty wild.
Tell me about it. I'm in the dark.
So he's the new elected mayor of New York, and he's a big time Muslim, which is very ironic being in New York. Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Did Trump say
funny
anything
too.
about this?
Honestly, I haven't seen. I haven't really looked either.
Let's just put it this way: it was between Mamdani and Cuomo for mayor of New York, and Trump backed Cuomo.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Dude, Daniel, that ad that they posted, I figured you might would know, that he posted asking for his supporters to give money. Is that legit?
I mean, it was AI generated, if that's what you're asking, but like it was one of his staffers, I think, that did it. So
If that doesn't tell people something, like, I mean, you're less than 24 hours in. I mean, did you see I saw a thing right before I think it was right before we went live. It was a video of Times Square, and it was, I mean, slam full of Muslims, and they all had their praying mats or whatever, and they were all like chanting stuff, and it's pretty weird.
was that?
I mean, there's freedom of religion for sure. Like I'm not bashing just because, you know what I'm saying, but it's still like not a good sign at all.
No. I hear you.
That was a legit video. I haven't seen that.
I can't remember if I saw it on, might have been Instagram. I don't know if I liked it or not. Let's see.
I've been putting up motivational.
Like
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I didn't like it. I don't think I'll be able to find it.
I've been putting. I don't mean to change the topic. We can talk about this.
No, you're good.
But just made me think about it. I mean, my back started hurting, so that's why I thought about it. I've been putting up motivational quotes after, like, on the board. I have my one-on-one board where all of my people, like, they go on this board and they have piece A, piece B, piece C, and they're supposed to just go down the line, right, and finish everything. And in the last square, I just put a motivational quote up there. And sometimes I just joke around. Sometimes I put up a quote by Johnny one time, just literally a phrase I heard in a sermon that I thought it could apply to a lot of different things. So I just put it up there. And nobody knew who it was, which was funny to me. I was like, y'all don't know this guy? He's basically Socrates. And that's, anyway. We did a deadlift workout yesterday. Pretty high volume, low weight, 155, but pretty high volume. And only one person did it unbroken. And I kind of expected a lot of people to do it unbroken. We have a lot of like good deadlifters, like bigger guys, and girls are just monsters. But nobody did. And I woke up this morning, and I'm the one, by the way. But I woke up this morning like hurting, like it's like, oh. and then my motivational quote for the day was, I broke my back is broken. Spinal. Mike Tyson. that was my quote of the day. It was Chris. So funny. It's all of my people like thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But like the people who just do class and don't do my stuff, like they sometimes glance at that stuff, just glance at it, and they were like, "Why is this here?" Like just didn't get it at all, and it was so funny. You'd like it, Brock. It would be a good test of battery. 21, 15, 9, 15, 21. Okay. Deadlift with 155. Wall ball, cow row. That's it.
That would get pretty nasty.
I thought a lot of people would. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Daniel. But just, dude, if you put any type of intensity on it, that 21 at the end just really gets you. And it was, and like, I'm not a great deadlifter, especially volume. But I mean, I was pretty, like, it felt pretty darn gnarly. Like, once I was done with it, like, I did the wall balls. Wall balls were nothing. But the second I finished the last wall ball and got into the last row, I mean, I was, like I was car salesman.
Did it mess with your
back.
core at all?
No, just back. And I actually felt great during. I did not blow up at all during. I felt rough, but not blown up. And I programmed this to work that because I blow up a lot in deadlift workouts. And then little by little, we're going to go up weights. Next time it'll be 185. Different workout, but just volume like that until we get to where we can do like a 21-15-9 at 315 unbroken. And like I can't do that now, but like the idea is to get to that. But yeah, I think you both would like that. I really didn't think about you guys, but it's very accessible and it just lights you up more than you think it would. If you apply intensity to it, you could really pace it and then go unbroken, and then just get like 12, 30, and be fine. But to like really kind of push the envelope on it, it ends up getting you more than you think. I think it'd be a good battle between you two.
We had a workout Monday. Yeah, I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. It was a hero workout, and it was very similar, kind of same movements, but it was 5 rounds, 440-meter row, 440-meter row, 10 box jumps at 30-inch box jumps, step down, 10 deadlifts, 275, 10 wall balls with a 30-pound wall ball, 5 rounds of that. Dude, it was rough.
That sounds like a less intense workout.
Very bad.
Because you cannot apply intensity to that one.
Oh, you can. But you pay for it.
I don't know if you are, though.
Yeah, it was rough.
You doing that? You do that unbroken?
Lord, no. No, I did.
Well, then how is it intense, Brock? You're resting.
My heart rate was 190.
You're resting. It's like Fran is an intense workout. It's because you can go unbroken as fast as you can. There's no reason it hurts so much.
Yeah, it still hurt really, really bad.
All right, you want to go and get into John?
Let's do it.
30 minutes of foreplay, 30 minutes of getting to it, and then we'll have 10 minutes of cuddling, and we'll call it a day.
Oh, man. I can't believe you just said that.
Does that work for you guys?
That works.
I honestly think we should hold to this, like, from now on. Hour and 10 minutes, like 30-minute mark. It's time to get into it, no matter where we're at.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, but you have to address it like that every single week at 30 minutes.
We can. I absolutely will do that. 4 plays over.
4 plays over.
I'm ready.
Time to get
I'm
to it.
I'm hot and bothered. Like, let's get to it.
You're primed up.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
that's the sounds that Daniel makes right there when he's ready. Oh no, Dan. Oh, dude, no.
That was so picky of you. I don't know.
That's crazy.
You made it. I didn't do it. You did it.
That was a sigh. That's what that was. My goodness. Where's your head at?
And John 4.
I sure hope that's where
I glanced by Song of Solomon on the way there.
Oh, man.
Oh, good stuff. Well, I mean, we are going to talk about love.
Okay.
Little different kind of love.
I'm gonna get a glass before we get into it. Okay. Set the mood.
Oh, bless his heart.
Dude is a character, man. I don't know what to do.
That's so funny. I hope he comes back with a C4.
Yeah, probably.
On a side note, so
Okay.
Johnny has the like nerdiest voice.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you can just tell he's smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's so it's a pretty big church. So we haven't like the first time I've like talked to him like period was a week or two ago. And he was like himself because I think he had seen me a couple times and didn't know who I was type of thing. And yeah, dude, like based on what I've gotten from some of my friends that do know him a little better, he's just totally a nerd. He's got the most charisma he's got is when he's on stage. Otherwise, he's just kind of geeky about stuff, I guess. So, but hey,
Johnny,
yeah, like his voice is very fitting for the way he looks.
Yeah.
But it's weird, like it's like a nerdy whatever sounding voice, but it's easy to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know,
I can say Charlie Kirk is similar to that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. A lot of times, like within the first, if I listen to somebody new, within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, I don't either. Yes, I'm going to be able to listen to this person, or no, I'm not going to be able to listen to this person.
I feel 100% the same. Unless
Kenneth, I saw it or I heard it. I like it.
Unless somebody goes,
they're
hey,
good.
Try this, like just give it a chance. You know what I mean? Then I'll go through the whole thing and I'm gonna give it as fair of a chance as I can. But if it's just me, it's the exact same problem.
All right. So we left off in verse 7. So we are going into, or let me rephrase that. So we were talking about false prophets and how you can tell a false prophet from those who are speaking the truth. And so then we're going back to kind of, I guess, an overarching theme of 1 John, which is love. Like he points towards love a lot. And in the rest of this chapter, from 7 to the end, he mentions love in just about every sentence. So I'll read 7 and 8, and then we'll just kind of keep going like that. It says, "Dear friends, let us continue to love one another, for love comes from God. Anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God. But anyone who does not love does not know God, for God is love." So pretty cut and dry here as well. Let us continue to love one another, so that it's a commandment to love, right? Love comes from God. Anyone who loves is a child of God. So if anyone who loves is a child of God, then anyone who does not love, or it's almost saying that basically love is a requirement for a child of God. Not that it's based on works, but love is a very clear evidence of somebody who is a follower of Christ, right?
And I think you could see that in verse 8 a little bit harder, because
right,
it says, "But anyone who does not love does not know God, for God is love. And I immediately think of, how do you love your enemies? You know, the people that you don't like. Like, how are you towards those people in real life, online? I'll give you an example. And Brock, maybe you've seen it, but like Hiller did a podcast with Brian Friend. I don't know why he did it. He chose to do it. And we're not big Brian Friend fans. He's probably my biggest rival as far as what I do. And a lot of people are on my podcast, like, asked me about it and basically really are trying to like bait me into speaking very poorly about Brian. And I have a choice in this time. I can either be like, listen, Brian's great at what he does. We might disagree, but you know, I'm gonna let him do him and I'm gonna do me, and I'm not gonna think anything of it. Or I can badmouth him and wish bad upon him. And that's not loving everybody. Does that make sense? How do you feel? Like there's people that I'm sure you guys don't like. How are you towards them?
I think that's where it comes into, because your flesh probably wants to talk bad about Brian, right? Like your flesh probably says,
"Oh, it's good on you." Who do you not like?
Get on me,
Jason Hopper.
Dude, I knew that was coming. I don't dislike Jason.
But I'm saying you are called to love Jason.
I am.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like I think you see that someone is saved by how they talk about or treat or love or not love people that they don't like, or that they are against them or have wronged them.
Here's kind of a tricky scenario or tricky question. At what point is it being fake or is it being loving? You know what I mean? Like where do you think that line is? Because you don't want to be fake to people. Like you don't. Of course, I guess it.
That's not. I mean, that line is very clear in your heart, though. That line's very clear in your heart. I
guess it's different if you're nice to somebody's face and then you talk junk behind their back. That would for sure be fake.
I think there's just
not
a difference
loving in a sense.
Genuinely wishing badness upon them.
Yeah.
Or like saying like, God, strike them down. Because that's in the Bible. I can't pull it right, but there is multiple stories of they're like, God, why do you let these people run ragged? Go ahead, Daniel.
That's what I was going to bring up. I mean, that's something that I'm wrestling a little with recently, reading, because part of the reading plan I'm doing, it goes through the Psalms quite a bit, and there are countless amount of Psalms where David's legit like, God, take him out, please. Like,
it's not his time.
Yeah, make him lie down in Sheol or whatever. Like, he's not mixing words. So,
and then you talk about love. You know, like he wants Saul dead, and God's like, no, and he has the chance, and then he doesn't. I think he shows Saul love in the cave. You know what I mean? I feel like that is showing you got God in you for David. Now, I know we're not in the cave with our enemies all the time, but what does that look like for you and Urban Meyer?
Oh, I think I provide a practical example like that most of us can relate to with with basically telling someone the truth that they don't necessarily want to hear. Like that can cause friction in a relationship that you don't want to cause friction in. But it's more loving to actually share that truth and be willing to possibly have that relationship soured than to just be like, oh yeah, you're fine, keep rolling.
Great. Now I got another question for you because you're playing on you don't want to ruin a relationship, like you're scared to ruin a relationship, but
Yeah,
it is the loving thing to do. But do you want to risk ruining that relationship? Do you think it's easier to love this person by telling them the truth than controlling your anger? Because I think I'm playing on controlling your anger.
yeah. No, I understand. It was a little different.
But all the same. But do you think it's easier to do one or the other, or do you think it just depends on who kind of a person you are?
I think like for Miranda, I think it'd be much easier to control her anger. But for me, it's probably easier to tell them what they don't want to hear than to control my anger. So I think we all have our proclivities in that regard.
I think I probably fall in the same boat.
I mean, Jesus said this in Matthew 5, verse 46, 47. For if you love those who love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And 47, if you greet only your brothers, what more are you doing than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? And then he finishes just, light work here. You are to be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's like he pulled a Brock on that one. He felt good about himself writing that. I'm saying Brock was so proud of himself, just saying, man, if Jesus only tried to die for you, he was so proud of himself to a sinful degree. I think, and I'm.
It's a good one when you laugh at your own joke. Before I sent it, like I was chuckling. I was like, "This is gonna be good."
What about you, Brock? What do you think is easier?
Oh, both of those are doozies for me. I would say probably the same.
I wonder if
don't know. I
that's
mean,
a
I really,
guy-girl thing then.
probably.
I really don't like telling people what they don't want to hear, but I'm really not great at controlling my anger. I think it's also. I think it depends on the scenario too. Like, are we talking? It depends on the person. I mean, if you're talking like your spouse, I'll tell you what you don't want to hear. But if you're talking like, you know what I mean? But if you're talking like your boss at work or I don't know. I think it really just depends on the scenario. But anger is definitely a downfall of mine.
Well, I think that really dig into core issues in themselves of a lack of trust and dependence on God. What is anger in the first place? It's selfishness. And so what's the opposite of that? Loving someone, it's selflessness, right? Regardless of what you can or cannot do for me, I'm choosing to act in a way that cares for you. And then the other one being, I have, say, a hard time with letting this relationship, giving it to God, even though he already has it, if that makes sense. So depending on God for our daily bread and for his provision and everything. So they're both self-centered in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like how you said anger is not trusting God, because it's almost wanting to take judgment into your own hands.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is like the same as not believing that God will provide for you. You know?
Yep.
I kind of think it can all boil into the same thing of just not trusting God.
Yeah. It all lumps into that eventually. Like, how do we become more like Christ, right? Christ going to the cross.
Trust in Him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, God, please take this cup from me, but not my will, your will. Like, complete dependence on Him. So
I've heard that's a little bit of a cop out when you say that, though. I used to pray like that all the time. Like I would say, this is like my desires and wants, and then what I'm thankful for, desires, wants, and then I would be like, but your will be done. If it's not in your will be done, right? But then it's like you're not trusting Him to come through to grant you what you've asked for. You know, I know the answer sometimes, like a lot of times the answer is no, but it's almost like a little bit of false faith when you go like, but your will be done.
yeah, I think if you use it flippantly, it easily can be that.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you're saying, I'm going to pray for this just in case.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm just going to throw this out here just in case you decide that, I know you're in control, but just in case, this is what I'd like to have.
Dude, prayer, especially when you look at it with examples in the Old Testament, like with Moses and the Israelites or something, or Hezekiah is another example. Like, prayer is another one of those ones where, like, there's ditches on both sides, dude. Like,
as far as like fakeness.
No, I mean, like, you know how we kind of had this talk in the past with like predestination versus free will, how they're both true. Prayers a similar way. Somehow our prayers affect God Almighty, but at the same time, He's sovereign and controls everything. So,
what's the point?
It's so yeah.
But there is a point.
Exactly.
But what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, like, yes, our prayers do stuff. So, absolutely, we shouldn't just be flippant with your will be done. But at the same time, we want to become more like God and want His will in our lives. So, your will be done. I don't really know.
Dude, that's such a hard thing to like. I don't know.
Do you ever just
if Paul had the ultimate understanding, I just want to know how he got there, because I am pretty lost on that.
Do you ever like get on a topic like that and you just kind of
dancing in circles?
Yes. Like, for example, today, I don't know why I was thinking about it, but I was on my way home and like I guess I was just thinking about like creation. I don't know why, but then I just got to thinking and I was like, it just popped in my head like, well, who created God? And then I'm thinking, he was just there. And so I was just thinking about that in my head, like, what do you mean he was just there? Like, how does that work? And I like my whole ride home, I'm just thinking about. So he just is, and it was just kind of like.
And then it's like, what's he doing with us? He's just like some weird experiment he wants to pull. Like,
what's the point?
Because we're essentially ants, and like he's just playing not puppet master, because we have free will, but it's just an experiment that he's decided to happen. But then you get the Great War. But then you get the Great War, and we're part of that. So
get that
with the great, but then like I get off of we're just ants once we get Revelation times, right?
You want to know what the craziest thing about all this is with us? Ephesians 1:4. Just as He chose us in Him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and blameless before Him. So before He created all of us, He knew what was going to happen, and he chose us. So before we sin, and yet that's where you're operating outside of time in God's realm. That's you, God.
You just chalk it up. Yeah. No, and that's always ends up being the final like answer, because there can be no other answer.
Yeah.
but it's still, the question still is there in your head. Like was there just white and then God? Or you know what I mean? I know that's not how it was, but we can't. But I do. But it is just, one of them things that we just can't fathom, and it's just above us, But like I think about, the beginning of time, and our time here on earth is very short compared to eternity. And, if you go through the whole timeline with the millennium reign, tribulation, and all these things, and it's just a really long time, right? Like for us, it's a really long time. And then you have eternity. But just like I get hung up on, and the experiment is a wrong word, but the experiment of us, because it's up to us to choose or not to choose to accept God or reject him, right? It's one of the most beautiful things, is that we have free will. And then I'm like, this is kind of like the one thing that God doesn't control. And he made us that way, but then he still knows who's going to and who's not. So like, it's just such a hard, like, you're like playing chess, but you know what's going to happen. Like, then what's the point of playing chess? Satan's going to rebel. You let him do it anyway. But why? What's the point of all this? I know our role. If you're him, what's the point of this?
Have you guys read Knowing God by J.I. Packer?
I have
not. We're going through it as a small group, and we just finished a chapter on the love of God. And there's a section in there. I almost brought it up as we were starting this podcast, but I forgot to bring it from downstairs, where it literally, the dude does a good job of making these complex topics at least a little more digestible. And he basically describes how God, for whatever reason, chose to wrap up his happiness, like the fulfillment of his happiness, in us. Like, why? Or that doesn't make why, I don't know, but
he's a glutton for punishment.
I don't think so, but I mean, it's wild, dude. You go back, I just go to Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of a cop out in some ways, but in other ways, it is the only answer, as you said. I mean, just think about that. Why would he send Jesus Christ to die for us? Like, what kind of love is that?
I get that one.
I don't. I still don't, and I don't think I ever will. Why?
Okay, well, who what kind of love is that, to Jesus or to us?
To us, and then for the Son to.
Well, it made it a lot easier, man. It was really difficult at first. I mean, now it's super easy.
The Jesus one, okay, that's a whole other topic, because Jesus is God. So then there's that. Then you get into the Trinity and the doctrine of that, and how confusing that is. So
I like.
You talking about I am? Is that what you're talking about? When he to Moses, is that right?
Have you ever thought of it like this? Is really wrong. It's like if I'm explaining stuff in the message, but it's almost like God is just playing Madden, and the level of difficulty was too much. Like we wasn't scoring enough points, so he put like Jesus is like lowering it from Hall of Fame to
crazy.
to pro, and like he just made it an easier way for us to get to heaven.
That is so heretical right there. Yeah, don't do that.
But you can see how you get there, though, right?
He said he wasn't scoring enough points.
He's like, gosh, they're not getting it. I got to make the difficulty lower, man. They're not getting it.
I think you're wrong, but.
Let me ask you this. What percentage of people do you think went to heaven before Jesus versus after Jesus?
All that had faith.
I know, but what percentage, if you could just guess? And I know you have no idea. I know that. But do you think a higher percentage went to heaven after Jesus or before Jesus?
Probably after.
Therefore, it's an easier way to get to heaven. He made it easier.
I've kind of wondered how, like, Old Testament,
it's easier to have faith in Jesus.
They had faith. They had faith in the gift of Jesus that was going. There was no getting to heaven without Christ's sacrifice.
I know.
So the people in the Old Testament had to have faith that Christ's sacrifice was going to happen.
I think it's easier to have faith after that than it is before.
Yes, I agree. But you were trying to tell me that Jesus' sacrifice wasn't necessary there.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying complete opposite.
You heard what I heard, right, Brock?
I think Brock's on my side.
You said
I didn't take it. I didn't.
And I quote: "It's easier for the New Testament Christian to go to heaven than the Old Testament."
Then you're hearing me incorrectly. It's easier, and maybe I misspoke. It's easier to have faith in the New Testament than it is the Old Testament.
Okay, all right.
Because you go to heaven through faith, correct?
Yes.
I think it is much easier to have faith after Jesus than before Jesus.
You know what's funny is
that's what I'm saying.
You're completely contradicting stuff you've said in the past on this podcast.
How so?
Because you said if God came down and talked to you like Abraham, you'd have no doubt of what you were doing.
How many people did God come down to and talk to?
Well, apparently a decent amount in the Old Testament.
Well, He would have had to. There was no Jesus yet.
I'm just saying. You said it was.
The difficulties on Hall of Fame. it's. That's why in Hebrews, most of those people are Old Testament that are getting talked about. Because it's Hall of Fame difficulty.
What's wild, too, to think about is in that time, you know, the Ark of the Covenant, that was where his dwelling place was, right? So you've got this huge God that created all this stuff, and he's in this spot like that big. You know, like obviously, like he's not this big, but you know what I'm saying? Like just to try to wrap your mind around that. I don't know. It's very, very interesting.
It's an interesting topic because God came down but God did speak to people. There were miracles. There was Moses. They had their stories. Like all that stuff happened. And then like word of mouth carried through history, right? I do think it'd be easier. Easier is probably a bad word because I don't want people to get hung up on it. If God spoke to me the way he did Abraham, 100%. I don't know how you can't be saved. I don't know how you can't believe in God. But he basically just did it for me. I didn't do anything. He talked to me. And now I'm like, I mean, yeah, you're God. Like you know what I mean? I don't know how you could possibly believe in something else if that happened. If that didn't happen to you, I think it would be harder. Because then Abraham's coming down and he's like, no, I just trust me, bro. He spoke to me. And now I'm just trusting Abraham. Like that's you see what I think it would be easier if you were around a miracle, and if you weren't, which there are 5,000 years, I think it would be harder.
I think I agree with you, but I do think you negate all the signs that he did and does. So
Well, you tell me, do you think it would be easier or harder to have faith in the Old Testament? Let's say you live during the time of David.
Yeah,
but you're just a soldier in David's army.
I think it's easier now. I mean, we have the scripture, we have the divine revelation, we have all of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But even though we don't get miracles and God's not leading people with fires,
I mean, we don't see those miracles per se in this country. I'm not saying those don't exist though.
In Africa,
certain situations where they probably still do happen in this country. I mean,
that's fair, but like we don't see it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's not like the same like specific revelation per se, like direct to people. Yeah, I got. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I don't know what trying to argue with you for then.
I was pointing out your contradiction.
Yeah, I think it was more of a misspeak.
What I initially had issues with is that again, and you said you prefaced it by saying you were basically doing the message version of it, but
the Madden difficulty rating.
Yeah, because then you're implying that we're still playing the game and scoring points, and in reality, we're neither playing the game or scoring points. We don't know how to turn the Xbox on.
No, God's playing the game. I'm talking about God. He's like, I thought there'd be a higher acceptance rate here. It's we got. I think it's just funny to think about it in terms of that. I know it's stupid, but yeah. What do you think? Do you think the highest percentage of the world belief in God, true belief, like let's just say saved, going to heaven, at any point in the world, what time do you think that would be? You think it would be 80-34 or 80-40 once it got spread a little bit, in Paul times? But or like at what point? Noah's flood? I guess the right percentage-wise, Noah's flood. But we're going to get past that. That doesn't count. After Genesis. I talked myself into the correct answer. But yeah. What do you think? What do you think?
Are you going like per capita, I'm assuming?
Percentage. The percentage of people in the world. Let's start when Moses was born. Like when he's swimming in the Nile, that's when we're allowed to start. Shut up, Grant. You're acting like there's an answer.
I don't know if there is a specific, because I mean, Christ will come back when the time's appropriate, right? When the amount that whatever was stipulated hits, whenever that point hits, I don't know what.
Yeah, but we're in a dark point when that point hits. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I guess we don't know, but I always. Yeah, have we had like the rapture tribulation conversation ever? That's a different show. We won't get in the weeds on it, but
no, we haven't. I was more so talking about like just I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna say year 88.
That'd be like the height of Paul, right?
Paul would have died by then.
Yeah. That's like
That's when John's wrapping it up.
Dude, how much Dr. Pepper have you drank since we've been on this show?
I sense a lot of judgment right now, Brock.
Dude, every time you get the glass, it's more full. One of them was like a mug like this, and then you pull a second one that's just
let me just stretch out here real quick to show you what this Dr. Pepper brings. Just leave me alone. I got to drive a long time tomorrow. I'm mourning.
Wouldn't you want to like sleep first and then drink Dr. Pepper?
No.
Oh, all right.
You know what's sad? This is probably dinner.
Dr. Pepper.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
sad.
think I'm done after this class though. I'm starting to feel it. But I'll probably have a milk before I go to bed. Then that'll be dinner. That'll be dinner. Because Leslie works nights and she just left. That's why she came in here. I can either make chicken, and I don't want to make chicken, or I just decided to fill up on that. Yeah, fill up on that and then go to bed. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I'm not proud of it.
Well, we are well past your points you stipulated before this process.
What do you mean?
You're 30-30-10.
30-30-10.
Yeah, we're done and cleaned up, and now.
Got it. No, we're still cuddling. We started that at 33.
Yeah, we're cuddling. I was trying to think about what you said. We're still cuddling.
You made it sound so much worse, Brock. We're done and cleaned up. Like you made it so bad. Oh man.
Man.
What do you think, Brock? I'm gonna say you're 88. Daniel, you're gonna choose not to answer.
Yeah.
I would think I don't know. I mean, I do know obviously all the apostles, they went to the death. Like they were legit going spreading. Like that was their mission, and obviously it should be ours as well. But I guess it's just when you think about what you've read, like in here, you would think like they're doing a really big disperse, or a big, like that's when the church started, right? Was in Acts, which would have been what, like 60 AD? Is that right?
Earlier than that.
So I guess in my mind, I would think in that time, which would be anywhere from 34 to 70 or 80.
Yeah, Stephen got martyred in 35. So I would say that was kind of like when the boom started.
You're like trying to answer how many atoms are in the ocean right now. Like,
dude, have some fun. Good grief! You just told me there's not a point, but there's a point, but there's not one, and then you're not gonna argue.
It's the day. God is the only one that knows the day, and it's a stipulated amount of souls, and we haven't apparently reached that yet. So
I would love if, like, when I go to heaven and I'm like, hey, God, tell me this. And then it's like a random day in 1066. And it was just like, it's just a bit of right before the Crusades. And then they kind of messed everything up for a little bit. And then like
just after the Black Plague.
Oh man, that would
That's
be. They were hurting back then. They were looking for anything. That would have been 1400s.
Dude, I don't even know. Sometime
Black Lake was 1300s.
sometime before the Renaissance. So
Yeah, 1413. And then that was when it was. That was the biggest percentage of Christianity of all time.
because half the world had just died.
Yeah. Yeah. And then COVID-19 was the second most.
That's crazy.
Because
I wonder if it's not happened yet. Like, I wonder if before he comes back, if there's going to be like a huge revival.
That would be
like
cool.
Worldwide.
I thought, and I don't know why I thought this, but I thought we were like the world was going to be in a very kind of low point before he comes back.
Well, that's what I've always assumed, that it was going to get really, really bad, and then he was going to come as like the savior, you know, the savior.
But I can't tell you like it's in here. You know what I mean? So, but I always thought that. So I don't know if I read it, and I don't remember where it was. Does anything seem familiar to you, Daniel? I imagine Revelation is probably like the least book that you know.
Yeah, I wish I was more educated on this stuff. I need to read up on it.
It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, I do know the Antichrist, like, there's a sense of unification with what he does. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like chaotic, and then he brings a sense of peace to the world that's false in nature, and then starts like eradicating Christians, and then stuff happens, type of thing.
See, that's
he's gonna claim he's God.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like similar to like Hitler, he didn't start killing Jews right away, right? Like
4 years.
Huh?
It took him 4 years to start.
Well, he was building up power before then, though. So
yeah, I'm 39.
He was before World War II. He was influential in Germany politics before then.
Yeah, World War II was 41. He started like his.
No. It started in 39. Bro.
No, he started in 37, but he was elected to like I'm King Dingaling of the army at 39.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But like I'm saying, you build up to it. It's like it wasn't.
When did he write Mein Kampf? Because he was pretty anti then.
Yeah, dude, he started being the dictator in Germany in 33. And then it doesn't matter at all, but
Mein Kampf was 1925.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was involved in like World War I stuff too. So like it's gonna take a little bit of time at least. And then
that's what I've always wondered, if it was gonna be.
Then Mr. Beast says, "Get the mark, get the beast mark." If Mr. Beast is the beast.
You've got the pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib people, right? So I've always thought,
Brock already said he's doing it.
The thought, I'm not doing that. The thought that has went through my head is, what if,
it's a lot of tattoo.
A lot of modern people are pre-trib. Like I think a lot of Baptists and all that, they teach kind of a pre-trib. My thought's always been, well, what if it's mid-trib, because he's wanting to, like it's almost like God is giving people a chance to show their true colors. Like obviously, like he knows, but if some people are given this choice of you can either choose God or you can choose, like, in the last days, if you don't have the mark, you can't get anything. You can't get food, you can't get nothing. So it's almost like, what if he's like, okay, you can choose me or you can choose life, like earthly life. You know what I'm saying? So that's always kind of been a thought of mine, of almost like weeding out the fake Christians at the end. Like, literally, you're choosing your fate, even though we already are, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, that time's gonna be crazy.
You could go down all kind of different rabbit holes and all that.
I feel like we're flirting with it so much, with, like, you can't pay for anything unless you have this, and just because if you don't have a debit card or credit card, what do you do? Like money's becoming more and more obsolete. Cash is becoming more and more obsolete, and then it went from chip to now you just got to tap it, and like we're just little by little to where, hey, they just kind of give you a shot, and now you're and then you just scan your wrist, and then you're in. Like, that's how you buy things. And man, I think, I don't think we're close, but we are tiptoeing to it. It's all like, I could just see, I could picture it. You know what I mean? If you 100 years ago, if they said, you'll get this mark and then scan your wrists and that's how you pay for everything, I think it'd be really hard to fathom that. And I don't think it's hard to fathom it.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. We should go back to paying with gold bars. Or just do the barter system.
Yeah. Katana it up.
Like, oh, dude, I'd be a rich man. I basically would be in real estate. I'll give you 2 for 1, but I need that. I'd be preying on poor people. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, you might be. For Dr. Pepper.
Stop it.
You'd be selling away your.
Listen, I think if that's how we lived life, I don't need a lot to be good. I feel like I'm a very low maintenance person as far as like survival. Like, I'll live in very uncomfortableness.
Oh yeah, if you pick the 3, just how you said, you're the last one getting home. If you pick the 3 of us and we had to survive off like SNAP benefits or something, you're the one that's surviving the longest.
Yeah, dude. I can get comfortable and uncomfortable really quickly.
Yeah. I'm gonna be over here like, and my gut's gonna be wrenched, and then I might just.
Is there an organic SNAP benefit card? I need
Is there a Whole Foods SNAP benefit?
I need a whole SNAP. This is like a half SNAP. I need the whole SNAP.
Can I get the Maha version, please?
Oh man. Just thinking, I remember my heater didn't work whenever I was in nursing school, and I lived away from Leslie. I lived in just this like 1-bedroom apartment, and it's just one room. Your kitchen's like in your room, and my heater didn't work. And they were like, "Hey, it's going to cost like $300 to fix this." The owner of the building was like, "We'll get somebody to fix it, but probably not for a month from now, because they kind of just do every single one when they do it." And I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" And they were like, "Get a space heater." And I was like, all right. And then what I ended up doing was I put trash bags over the window, and I just taped trash bags over the window, and then it kept the heat in. And then I went and bought an electric blanket, and then I was great. I was fine. And then I never got the heater fixed. I just stayed like that all day or all winter. It got to like, 15 degrees in Illinois. We're in Illinois. And I mean, my room was great. It was actually probably like 80 degrees in the room, like 24/7, because it never left. So it had like a muggy feel a little bit, but I would much prefer that to being cold. And then I had a problem in the summer because I couldn't get the air conditioner to work either. So I didn't have a way of fixing that. I just had to stay hot. But anyway, there's probably a way easier way to fix it. But I'll say I most of my stuff is stupidity because I just don't like go get it fixed, and I just rough around it. Like we'll figure it out, and it's just like the dumbest way to do things. I think most of it's like that. But all right, guys,
You gotta play Madden.
I haven't played Madden in so long. Actually, I have an Xbox, and I don't use it.
That was such a crazy analogy. That was so wild.
You should copyright that and send it to
I should. Yo, I was talking to my boy Jibo. Jibo was a big dude. Let me tell you, Jibo was a big dude.
Go back and watch that again. That's hilarious.
And Jibo said, "Hey, let's fight." And nobody wanted to mess with Jibo, man. I need to go find that too. It is so funny.
I'm
Find it and send it to the group.
I'm gonna send you guys an article my dad sent to my family group. I thought it was really good. Curious on your thoughts.
Okay.
It's a quick read. It's like 5 minutes.
I'll read it.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm out.
See y'all.
I'm out.
Have a good one.